All right, it's your boy Kijana back with some more fight predictions. Shevchenko versus Liz Carmouche should be a pretty good fight card. A lot of up and coming talent in this card. Okay, let's get into the prelims real quick. Veronica Macedo versus Rachel Ostovich. This fight was changed. Veronica was supposed to fight a different opponent, but she's not fighting her no more. So Rachel Ostovich is coming in on short notice. Veronica Macedo is 5-3 with 1 no contest and 4-5. So I did a little bit of research on her, even though I did watch her last 3 fights in the UFC. She's 0-3 in the UFC, which is it's not good. She's probably going to end up, if she loses this fight, she's probably not going to be in the UFC anymore. She has decent striking. She did lose to Jillian Robertson in her last fight by submission. But her debut fight versus Ashley Evans-Smith, she did really good. Her striking was pretty decent. It was crisp. She has really nice leg kicks and body kicks. But she still got TKO'd by Ashley Evans-Smith on her debut in the 3rd round. So, I mean, she has the reach advantage in this fight. She's coming on a full training camp, so Rachel Ostovich is not coming on a full training camp. This is a tough fight to call, honestly. She's a low-volume fighter. She doesn't throw that many strikes. She's not a hard hitter. She's a decision fighter. She usually goes to decision. Rachel Ostovich, she has lost her last 2 fights in the UFC. Both by submission too, so that doesn't look too good. But she's not fighting someone who's a submission specialist. Veronica Macedo is a decision fighter, like I said before. She's a striker. So yeah, this is gonna be a striker versus grappler because Rachel Ostovich is gonna try to get her to the ground, most likely try to submit, put her in a submission. Ostovich is coming off a loss to Paige Van Zandt. I want to say it was a 2nd round submission. I can't remember if it was the 2nd or 1st round. There's not really much to say about Rachel Ostovich. Her striking's average. She has really good takedowns. Her takedowns are pretty good. Decent cardio. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to roll with Veronica Macedo. She's going to come in hungry in this fight. She's going to want to get the win, and hopefully she can keep it standing. Rachel Ostovich is 4-5. She's 1-2 in the UFC. So yeah, this is going to be, I mean, this is really a pick'em fight, man. Even though Veronica Macedo had a full fight camp, I feel like Rachel Ostovich still has a chance of submitting her. Just, yeah, her grappling is going to probably be better than Veronica's. But yeah, I'm going to roll with Veronica on this one. She's probably going to be coming in the underdog, and she's going to need to get this win to keep her job. So I'm going to be picking her for this one. Next fight, Lariano Staropoli versus Oleksiy Kunchenko. This was an interesting fight too. They're both coming off of wins in the UFC. Staropoli is 8-1. He has an 8-1 record. He's on a 6-fight win streak. He's 2-0 in the UFC, both decision victories. He's kind of a wild striker, though. He does throw looping punches, and he's very easily hit. So this is gonna be, and Oleksiy Kunchenko, he's no joke, man. This guy, he's tough. He's fucking tough. He does have the reach disadvantage in this fight. He's a durable fighter. He can take a lot of fucking punishment. If you go on to some of his older fights, not that much older, but if you go on to some of the YouTube videos of him, some of his fights, he takes a lot of punishment in his fights, and he keeps going. So he has pretty good cardio. He's 2-0 in the UFC. Recently beat Okami by decision. This is going to be a striker versus striker matchup, though. I think Oleksiy could take him down if he wanted to, but I think he's going to want to keep it standing with Lariano Staropoli. This is another pick'em fight. I feel like because Oleksiy Kunchenko is he's 20-0, so he hasn't lost any fights. He's going to want to keep that O. I think I'm going to roll with Kunchenko on this one. I feel like he's going to be more durable. I feel like he could walk through some of this Lariano Staropoli's punches and just grind him out, honestly, and get a decision victory. So that's my pick for that one. It's going to be a tough fight, though. Staropoli's no joke either. He has some pretty nice kicks. That's just the one thing that worries me is his looping hooks. He keeps his chin in the air too, so it'll be interesting to see if Shevchenko can connect with some heavy strikes on him. Next matchup, Rafael versus Alex da Silva. They're both coming off of losses. Rafael is 6-1. He has a 6-1 record. He came off of I think it was I want to say it was a head kick. It was a fucking head. Yeah, it was a head kick. He has 5 KOs in 1 sub, but it came off of a head kick loss to Magomed Mustafayev. And that head kick was fucking vicious, man. The dude didn't even get a chance to like warm up. He got beat in the first round, I think, within 3 minutes. He didn't get a chance to really throw any strikes. Magomed was just keeping the distance and just hit him with that spinning kick, and that was the end of the night for that guy. And this guy's pretty good. I watched some of his tape. He's a finisher. All 6 of his wins have been by finishes. So he's gonna want to strike. He's gonna want to stand and bang. Hits really hard. He has pretty decent movement. His head movement's not that great, but his footwork's pretty decent. He does cut off the ring when he's going for people. And he's a pressure fighter. He's going to try and pressure Alex da Silva. This is going to be an interesting fight, though, because da Silva, he has 13 KOs and 7 subs. He has 20-1 record. Well-rounded. He lost his debut by sub to Yakovlev. And I actually picked da Silva versus Yakovlev in that fight. It was a close matchup. He has really nasty elbows, really nasty knees, good kicks, and he's not one of these fighters that really waits. He'll go and just pressure whoever his opponent is, and if he hurts him, he's gonna get it done. He's gonna keep pressuring him until they're out, man, until their soul is no longer in their fucking body. This guy's a finisher. He's not a decision fighter. This is this is another tough fight. I mean, all 3 of these fights so far have been pretty tough for me to call. But I'm going to roll with da Silva. My first instinct was to pick Rafael, but I just feel like da Silva has more, he's more well-rounded. And I feel like if it does go to the ground, I feel like he could pull a submission victory off as well. He does go for takedowns too, so I mean, yeah, this fight could go either way, but I feel like da Silva is gonna get it done with those nasty elbows and knees, and possibly get a TKO, a KO finish in the first or second round, one of his head kicks or some shit. Yeah, this guy's talented, and he lost his debut, unfortunately, but I feel like he's gonna win this fight for sure. Something's telling me that he's gonna win it. Next fight. Taila Santos versus Ariana Carnelosi. Taila Santos, she's 15-1. She lost her debut to Amaro Romero Borello by decision. She has 10 KOs and 2 subs. Very young fighter, high volume. Actually, I take that back. Some of her fights didn't seem like she was throwing that many punches. So I mean, I guess she's an average striker. I wouldn't say that she has super high volume, but she is skilled on the ground and on the feet. So she's gonna want to keep it standing though. She has 10 KO victories and only 2 subs. But I mean, fuck, this is man. These chick fights are hard to call, because especially with the debuters, because there's not really much tape of them. For Ariana Carnelosi, I didn't watch much tape of her. There wasn't really much online. She is making her debut. She's 12. She has a 12-1 record. A young fighter. She's a striker. She hits really hard. She has a Jessica Andrade body type, so she's kind of bulky and just short. Very stocky. She has nice right hooks and left hooks. So this is gonna be another. And I mean, fuck, man. She's a good dirty boxer too. Her clinch work, and I watched a few of her YouTubes. She didn't really have that much up, but this little stuff that I did watch, she had really good clinch work. Throws nasty uppercuts, good looping rights, looping lefts, but she is very hittable, in all of her fights, she gets tagged by her opponents, but I mean, she just keeps pressuring them and keeps walking them down. So man, I honestly don't know who I want to pick for this fight. I didn't really get a chance to pick this one yet, but I mean, with all that muscle mass, that Jessica Andrade body type, and I don't really know much about this other girl. I know more about Tyler Santos. I feel like Tyler Santos could get it done. I want to say she has the reach and height advantage as well. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to roll with Tyler Santos on this one. These trick fights are just hard for me to call, especially for, like I said, especially for the debuters. There's not really much to go off of. Next fight, bantamweight bout. Geraldo de Freitas versus Chris Gutierrez. Man, this is another pick'ems fight. Another fucking pick'ems fight. Geraldo de Freitas has really good cardio. Pretty good stand-up. He has the reach advantage by 3 inches. This is fucking... De Freitas is 12-4 record. My first instinct was to pick Chris Gutierrez. But after watching Geraldo de Freitas, some of his highlights, I'm leaning more towards him. He's well-rounded. He has 4 KOs, 5 subs. This is his debut fight in the UFC, so should be interesting. Good takedowns, very hittable. Leaves his chin right in the air. He doesn't tuck his chin in when he's fighting. Tricky sub game. He has really good submission game. Very tricky. So if you take him to the ground, Chris Gutierrez is going to have to watch out for that. But Gutierrez is a pure striker. He's not really a submission specialist. He is 13-3-1 no contest. He has 6 KOs and 1 sub. Yeah, I mean, Gutierrez has a decent sub game. It's not that good. I mean, it's average. He only has 1 sub victory, but he's went to the ground in a few of his fights and tried to pull off some sub victories. He lost his debut by sub. But one thing that Chris Gutierrez has is really swift kicks. His kicks are nice. He has question mark kicks. I mean, he has a really good arsenal of kicks. His striking is all right. His footwork's all right. But I'm gonna have to roll with Geraldo de Freitas on this one, just for the simple fact that he does have the reach advantage. I feel like he's more durable. I feel like he has the cardio advantage too. I'm just worried about his chin being kept high up there, and Chris Gutierrez connecting with some kind of fucking question mark kick or some shit. So yeah, this is but I feel like Geraldo's gonna take him down and probably submit him, honestly. 2nd round submission. That's my prediction. Geraldo de Freitas. Next fight. Fuck. Rogerio Bontorin versus Raelyn Paiva. This is gonna be a good one as well. Ranked 8 versus ranked 13. Rogerio Bontorin's 15-1 with 1 no contest. He has 11 subs, 2 KOs. He beat Bibulatov by a split decision. Very strong overhand left. His overhand left is nasty and it comes out of nowhere. He has nice takedowns, and yeah, like I said, his submission game is good. He has 11 subs. This is classic striker versus submissioner, grappler. Raelyn Paiva, 18-2 record, 3 KOs, 3 subs, 1 on Contender Series, decision fighter. He has average striking, lost by split decision to Kai Kara France. I rewatched that fight, and I remember picking Kai Kara because I felt like Kai was gonna just get him. I felt like he was gonna finish him probably in the 2nd round, but he didn't finish him. It was a close fight. It could have went either way. I honestly thought that Paiva won it. But I mean, yeah, don't leave it in the hands of the judges. The judges went with Kai on that one. He's a very durable fighter. He was on a 12-fight win streak before the Kai Kara France fight. So when he came into the UFC, he was 18-1. He does have the height advantage. I'm not sure if he has the reach advantage, probably. But yeah, this is my first instinct was to pick Rogerio just because he has a really good submission game. But I think Paiva is just more durable. I think he could get it done with, on the feet. I think he could beat him standing up. And I think he can keep it on the feet as well. So I'm going to roll with Paiva on this one. And I also feel like he wants to get his first UFC win really bad. The Kai Kara France fight was too close for him. And I feel like he could get he could get a decision victory or maybe even a TKO victory in the 3rd round. Next fight, women's strawweight bout. Man, there's a lot of chick fights on this card. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them. Tecia Torres, the Tiny Tornado, versus Marina Rodriguez. Tecia Torres is 10-4. They call her the Tiny Tornado because she is 5'1". She's super short, super small for this this weight class. But I mean, she's fighting Marina Rodriguez. She's 11-0 with 1 no contest. She's 5'7". She's gonna have the reach advantage for sure. This is, yeah, she has a 7-inch reach advantage. This is a tough fight to call because Tecia Torres, she has 1 sub and she's 9 decision victories. She's a decision fighter. She lost her last 3 UFC fights by decision. But the thing about those 3 UFC fights that she had, those were all high caliber fighters. She has high output, nice hooks. She's very explosive, and she hits hard too. The decision, yeah, she has 9 decision victories, but she does hit hard. So I mean, if she connects with Marina, she could TKO her if she connects with her. But Rodriguez, like I said, she's 11-0, 5 KOs, 1 sub. Vicious knees and elbows, really vicious knees and elbows. If you go on YouTube and watch some of her highlights, most of her fights, she's throwing elbows and knees and she's fucking bitches up. So I mean, her clinch work is nasty. Her dirty boxing is really good. She won her last fight against Jessica Aguilar by a split decision. So I mean, this is probably gonna go to decision, or it's gonna be a late TKO stoppage, 2nd or 3rd round. My first instinct was to pick Tecia Torres, but something's telling me to pick Marina Rodriguez. So, I mean, I'm going to pick Marina. She has the reach advantage by a lot, and I feel like she could get it done on the feet. Definitely feel like she'll get at least the split decision. Tecia Torres is tough, though, man. She's ranked 8 for a reason. So, I mean, if she loses this fight, I don't know where her UFC career is going to be going after that, because that'll be 4 in a row. But all the people that she's fought have been high caliber, so it'll be interesting. Next fight, Ciryl Gane versus Rafael Peso Munoz. Yeah, these are the big boys, heavyweights. Ciryl Gane is 3-0 record, 2 KOs, 1 sub. Man, this guy hits with bad intentions. This guy hits with bad fucking intentions. And all of his fights that I've watched so far, he hits hard, man. That's all I really have to say about this guy. And he goes to the body a lot. You don't see that too much in the UFC. A lot of guys are afraid to go to the body because they're afraid of getting kicked or kneed or put in a submission, a guillotine, or some form of shit like that. So I mean, you see a lot of body strikes in boxing, but in the UFC, people are hesitant to go to the body because there's so many outcomes of getting knocked out. But this guy, he doesn't shy away from going to the body. He has 83-inch reach. Very crisp kickboxing. He's from France, so he's got that good kickboxing style. Good footwork, too, for a heavyweight that's 6'5". Rafael Peso Munoz, 9-0 record, 6 KOs, 1 sub. I wasn't really impressed with this guy's highlights, though. He does have 6 KOs and 1 sub, but I wasn't impressed with his highlights. He's making his debut. Both of these fighters are making their debuts. He's a wild striker, stands straight up, chin in the air. He does hit hard, nice uppercuts, pretty decent hooks. His footwork's kind of sloppy, but he's 9-0. I don't know if he's fought I only watched about two of his fights on YouTube. I really don't know if he's fighting trash cans or who the fuck he's fighting, but he is 9-0. I'm going to roll with Ciryl Gane. I think that's how you say his name. I'm rolling with him to get the job done. This guy, like I said, he hits with bad intentions. I feel like he's going to put this other dude to sleep within the 1st or 2nd round. Hopefully he doesn't gas out. I don't know how his cardio is. He does only have 3 fights, 3 pro fights. He probably has amateur fights as well. And the level of competition was just not UFC caliber for either of these guys, so that's a pick'ems fight. It could go either way, but I'm rolling with Ciryl Gane. That dude's probably going to knock him out in the 1st or 2nd round. That's actually it's weird because that's one of my more confident picks, even though I don't know much about either of the fighters, but just from watching that guy's highlights, man, he's the real deal, I think, in heavyweight. Okay, we're on to the main card now. Enrique Barzola versus Bobby Moffitt. Barzola is 16-4 with 1 no contest, and Bobby Moffitt's 13-4. He lost his last fight by decision to Kevin Aguilar. 4 subs and 5 KOs. Good gas tank, durable. Enrique Barzola is tough, man. I picked him in his last fight to win, but he ended up losing. I thought he was going to beat Kevin Aguilar by a decision victory, but he ended up losing by decision. So, I mean, it was a really close fight, though. Like I said, he's a durable fucking fighter. He can go the distance with pretty much anyone. Bobby Moffitt, well-rounded, really good submission game. He has 9 subs, so, I mean, yeah, he has to have a good submission game. He's 1-1 in the UFC. He won his debut by submission against Chaz Kelly. I want to say it was the first round. He lost his last fight by split decision to Bryce Mitchell. Actually, I don't know if it was split decision. Either way, it was a decision. He lost to Bryce Mitchell, the guy who fucking drilled his balls off. I don't know if you guys heard of that story, but yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, I'm going off topic. Yeah, so he's a low-volume striker. He sets takedowns up nice. My first instinct was to pick Bobby Moffitt, but I think I'm going to roll with Enrique Barzola. I feel like this guy has more heart. I feel like he has more cardio, and I just feel like he can get the job done. I feel like it's going to go to decision, and yeah, I mean, Bobby Moffitt, he's got the height advantage. He's got the reach advantage by 4 inches. But Barzola is not, he's not one to be played with. He's not one to be played with. I definitely feel like if Bobby Moffitt doesn't get it to the ground and try to get a submission victory, then Enrique Barzola is going to tag his ass on the feet. He's a crisper striker. So yeah, that's a striker versus grappler matchup. I'm rolling with Enrique Barzola via decision. Rodolfo Vieiro versus Oscar Piechota. Rodolfo's 5-0. He's 5-0 record, 4 subs, 1 KO. Grinding type of fighter, man. Relentless, keeps going, keeps pushing. Really good cardio. Strategic submission game too. This is his debut though. He hasn't fought in high UFC caliber fighters. He hasn't really had that many fights. He's only 5-0. I didn't really watch too much tape about him. All I know is his cardio is really good in his fights, from what I've seen. But he's fighting that dude, Oscar Piechota, which is 11-1 record. He's well-rounded as well. 5 subs, 5 KOs. He's 2-1 in the UFC. I mean, Piechota's good, man. He's good. Lost his last fight by submission to GM3, Joe Maysart. Accurate striking, high volume. I do feel like Rodolfo could get it down and probably submit Oscar Piechota. And Piechota's, he's a little chinny. He's definitely a little chinny. So, I mean, but if GM3 could submit this guy, and Rodolfo seems like he's pretty good with his submissions, but I'm not gonna compare him to GM3. GM3's already has an established name. We all seen what he did in this last fight. Really good submission victory as well. So I mean, yeah, I'm gonna roll with the debuter on this one. I'm gonna roll with Rodolfo. Hopefully it doesn't fuck me over in the future. I don't know if I'll be parlaying him or not. Depends on the odds. But yeah, Oscar Piechota's striking's pretty good though. Alright, next fight. Ranked 7. Volkan Oezdemir light heavyweight bout versus ranked 9 Latifi. Interesting fight. This fight was supposed to happen a few months back. Volkan's 15-4. Latifi's 15-6 with one no contest. He's got the reach advantage and the height advantage. Volkan does. Man, this is gonna be probably this is kind of a striker versus grappler matchup, because Latifi's a little bit of both. He's a striker and a grappler. But we all know what Volkan's game plan is. We know what he's coming in to do. He's a knockout artist. Hits really fucking hard. Good like I said, he has the reach advantage. He lost the last 3 fights. 1 KO, 1 decision, and 1 sub. He's lost in every category in the UFC. I mean, he came in hot. A lot of people thought he was going to win the belt. I knew he wasn't going to beat DC. That's one person I knew he wasn't going to beat. And I picked Anthony Lionheart Smith against Volkan Oezdemir as well. So, I mean, I feel like Volkan's good. I do feel like he was overrated in the beginning when he first got into the UFC, but I feel like he's made a lot of game changes. His gas tank was horrible when he first got into the UFC. I do feel like that his last loss against Dominic Reyes, I felt like he won. I picked Dominic Reyes to win by TKO or a decision victory. Third round TKO stoppage or a decision victory. But yeah, Volkan he fucked him up, man. He fucked Dominic Reyes up. He broke his nose and shit. Reyes was breathing through his mouth during the fight, and he was swarming him. He had him against the cage. It didn't look like the Dominic Reyes I'm used to watching, but Volkan looked like a well-established fighter, and his striking looked crisp. And yeah, I mean, all three opponents he's fought have been good. Latifi, powerhouse, very explosive, packs a lot of power in his punches. Thing about him is he gasses out though. Volkan's known to gas out too, but I feel like Volkan does have a little bit of better cardio than Latifi for some reason. Maybe not though, because Latifi has a little bit of wrestling in his background. He has 6 KOs and 5 subs. He lost his last fight by decision to Corey Anderson. Corey Anderson just grinded him out, man. Grinded him out bad with his wrestling. This is a hard fight for me to call, but when this fight was supposed to happen, I was going to pick Volkan Oezdemir, so I'm going to stick with that same pick. I feel like Volkan can knock him out in the first or second round. If he keeps that distance, the range, and just keeps it standing, don't go to the ground. If it goes to the ground, Latifi's all over him. If it goes to the ground, Latifi's going to fuck him up. Plain and simple. That guy's like I said, he's a fucking powerhouse. He hits hard. Next fight, Eduardo Gori versus Humberto Bandene. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say about this fight. Eduardo's making his debut. He's 12-0, fighting in his hometown. 4 KOs, 6 subs, well-rounded. Vicious knees and vicious kicks. I watched a little bit of his highlights. He has a Muay Thai style of fight. I don't know if that's his background of fighting, but it seemed like he had a Muay Thai background a little bit to me. So, and Humberto, he has nice kicks. He has nice kicks as well. 14-6 record, 6 subs, 5 KOs. He's also well-rounded. He lost his last 2 fights. Decent groundwork. He does have a 43% submission rating, and Eduardo has a 50% submission rating. But yeah, I'm gonna roll with the debuter. He's fighting in his hometown. If it goes to decision, the judges are probably gonna give it to him. Even if it's a close fight, they're gonna give it to him. So I mean, I'm not really worried. If it goes to decision, they're gonna give it to Eduardo. And if it goes to the ground, I feel like Eduardo probably will have the submission, the BJJ advantage. Humberto is he's not a high caliber fighter to me. He has nice kicks. That's really all I can say about the guy. His punches are all right. Next fight, Vicente Luque versus Mike Platinum Perry, man. My boy Perry's fighting on the card, dude. I've been itching to watch this guy fight. Vicente Luque is 15-6 and 1 no contest. Mike Perry's 12-4. I'm a fan of both of these guys. Fuck, dog's barking. My fault about that, guys. Fucking dogs always barking. But yeah, Vicente Luque, the silent assassin, ranked 15. I'm surprised Mike Perry's not ranked. His last performances, Vicente Luque's last performances were fucking great, dude. When he fought Brian Barberena, it just showed how much of a warrior this guy is and why they call him the silent assassin. This guy is he's good in every category. He's good on the ground. His stand-up is good. He has fucking really good footwork, good head movement. Hits fucking hard. Can knock you out. We seen that with the Tarantula. Fucking, he knocked him out even though he came out on short notice. But Mike Perry, man, this dude's durable as fuck. Mike Perry's durable as fuck. He does get tired. He tends to get tired in the 3rd round, like late 2nd round, early 3rd round. But I mean, this guy, man, he can just go and go and go. If you take him to the ground, which I feel like Vicente Luque's best chance of winning this fight is taking him to the ground and trying to get a submission off of him. Donald Cerrone, we all seen that, what happened to him with the armbar, submitted Mike Perry. But I mean, Perry's he uses brute force to just fuck his opponents up. Hits with bad intentions as well. He's a real fighter, man. Mike Perry's just he's a stud, and he's a real fighter. This guy, he comes to bang every time. All of his fights are exciting. I haven't seen one Mike Perry fight that hasn't been exciting. Vicente Luque's fights are exciting. This is going to be a banger. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see this going the distance. I feel like if it keeps standing, I feel like Mike Perry's going to knock Vicente Luque's lights out. If he goes to the ground, I feel like Vicente Luque is going to submit him, plain and simple. But Perry has been working with Ronaldo Jacare on his submission and his grappling skills. So, I mean, he could bring something to the table. I mean, who knows? It'd be crazy to see Mike Perry get a submission. It'd be kind of dope. But, yeah, Vicente Luque has the reach advantage, has the height advantage by an inch. And we all know what these guys are coming in to do. If Perry hits that chin, Vicente Luque is going to sleep. If he hits that chin, he's going to sleep. There ain't nothing else to it. Fuck, man. I don't want to pick against Perry. I've never picked against Perry in the UFC. And I'm not going to start now. So, yeah, I'm going to roll with Mike Perry. I'm going to be kind of pissed if he gets submitted again. But I feel like his skills... And I also feel like Mike Perry can keep it standing, dude. It's hard to take that guy down. It's not easy. It's not an easy task to take him down. The only way that you take him down is if you pull him into guard. This guy, like I said, he's just going to use brute strength. And he can fucking take a punch. Ponzinibbio was fucking tagging that dude. Mike Perry got fucked up, too, by Max Griffin. But Max Griffin was running around the ring the whole time. If that would have been a brawling type of fight, Perry would have put him to sleep. But yeah, Vicente Luque, he's durable. Mike Perry's durable. Vicente Luque doesn't have as good as chin as Perry, I don't think. So I'm going to roll with Perry by TKO, KO, first or second round. Fuck, let's go, Perry. Let's get it. Yeah, main fucking event. Valentino Bullet Shevchenko versus Liz Carmouche, ranked 3 versus the fucking champ. I have never picked against Valentina Shevchenko in the UFC. She's 16-3. Carmouche is 13-6. Carmouche has fought in high caliber fighters. She's beat champions before, but she ain't beating this champion. She is not gonna beat Valentina Shevchenko. It doesn't matter what area it goes to. Yeah, Carmouche is a muscular and like bodybuilding type physique, fucking striking chick. And she's strong and she can slam bitches, but Valentina Shevchenko is tough, dude. She's a tough motherfucker. She is not gonna let this girl beat her and take the belt from her. It's not happening. Valentina Shevchenko's last performance was vicious. I picked her to win. There was a lot of people saying that what's her name, Jessica I or whatever, was gonna pull an upset and beat Shevchenko. A lot of people saying Shevchenko isn't a finisher. She's not a knockout artist. Well, hopefully everybody watched that performance because Shevchenko is a knockout artist. She hits hard. If she was in more 5-round fights and less 3-round fights, she probably would have finished a lot of the girls. She is well-rounded. She's good in every category. She's good on the ground. She's good striking. She's good in the clinch. Doesn't matter what it is. She's going to beat her opponent. I honestly gave her the win against the Amanda Nunes fight. In the second fight, Shevchenko should have won. They robbed her. They robbed her in that shit. And it's fucked up, too, because Shevchenko's way smaller than Amanda Nunes. And that just shows how good that Shevchenko is. Carmouche is good. She's old, though. She's old. She ain't gonna be able to... she's just not gonna be able to stand and bang with Shevchenko. The only way that Carmouche is gonna be able to win is if she takes her down and just, like, holds her on the ground, which that's not gonna happen. Fuck, dude. This dog is barking still. Been barking all day. But yeah, man, I'm gonna wrap this up and finish this up. I'm gonna roll with Valentina Shevchenko. She's gonna get the job done. TKO stoppage, second or third round. Probably another nasty fucking kick or a knee or some shit. But yeah, those are my predictions. Like, subscribe. Throw some comments in there. Tell me who you guys are parlaying, who you guys are picking. And yeah, enjoy the fights. Enjoy you guys this weekend. All right.